Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
I'm home, honey.
My wife, that one, who's in the car right now leaving, has given me a honey-do list today. I'm taking some items to charity. Now, I don't often go into Goodwill or thrift stores or things like that, even though I have an antique store, but today that's gonna change. I figure if I gotta drop this thing off, I may as well do a little shopping around. So we're gonna do antique store owner versus thrift store today, and I'll see if I can find anything. But at very least, I'll show you guys what I look for. So let's go drop some stuff off at charity, and then heck, we'll go look for some treasures. Part of the reason why I don't go to thrift stores too often is that there is some money to be made buying and selling stuff out of thrift stores for sure. Especially if you're gonna repurpose things or if you're doing crafts or things like that. But when it comes to fine antiques, you don't really find a whole lot. And that's because they have people that actually pick out the good stuff. They have people that are employed there to look things up online, and they price that stuff at pretty well full retail. They put it in their special little showcases. But you can find the occasional thing that's been missed. That said, a couple years ago, I was able to find a Hot Wheels Redline car in one of their little plastic bags there. And it was called the Sky Show Diora. And a pretty rare little piece. I actually sold it for $1,000, you can believe that, because it was in really mint condition. So you can find the occasional treasure there that they might overlook, but it is a lot of work to go around to these places and find treasures. But we'll do a little digging today. We'll see what we can find. I'm here. I've decided to stop at the local Value Village here in the west end of Edmonton. I'm going to grab my little donation bag there, and then we'll head inside and see what treasures await us. Woo! It looks like I got a coupon here too for donating, so if I do find something, it'll be a little cheaper. First up, I'm going to kind of have a look in their collectibles and ornaments area. Sometimes you can find like a nice old picture frame, which are all candle holders. Maybe not today. Well, here's an old looking vase. Let's see. So that's just a modern bronze sort of replica. This is mid-century. Sometimes that, you know, even that turned to twisted glass can have some collector value. Their price is $4. I don't know, maybe it's worth 10 or so. They're not worth putting the money into right now. We'll keep browsing. I know these things are newer, but there's a whole bag of these stamps and people use like Stampin' Up parties or whatever, but they're normally $7 each. The whole bag of them for $6.99. Somebody gave up their collection of stamps. If you had to buy all that new, that'd be pretty expensive, but that's, you know, a deal for somebody who's looking for stamps. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to find the random collectibles. I'm gonna look at the pens. So you never know when somebody might have thrown like a nice fountain pen in with just an assortment of other sorts of pens. You have to hope that whoever was looking at donations that day might have missed the odd thing here or there, but again, they're pretty good at finding stuff nowadays, so a lot of the really good stuff doesn't make it out to the bags too often. You have a nice looking globe. They want $25 for it, which is no bargain. And you can tell how old a globe is if it's not dated by looking to see what, if they call Russia, it's a little bit newer. If it was USSR, you know it's a little bit older. So not terribly old. Decorative piece. And this little globe bookend. you had the pair of them, that might be kind of a cute set. But 20 bucks. Nope. I will say that sometimes I come here to buy stuff like this just for the parts. It's a very cheap way to get a cord with the switch and the receptacle. So if you're building or making lamps or things on your own, that's a fairly inexpensive way to buy parts. If you bought that all separately, you'd be paying twice that much probably. But so far, I have not found any real treasures yet. So we're gonna keep shopping around and see if maybe we can find something. There's gotta be something, right? One place I do often look is the men's or ladies' leather jacket section, because I have found a couple of 1950s or 60s motorcycle coats in this area before. And those can go for, you know, a few $100s in some cases if it's the right brand or the right style. So we're just looking to see here today. In fact, the motorcycle jacket that my son Steven wears with the old patches on it came from this very Goodwill or Value Village, and I think we paid maybe 30 bucks or so for it. But not seeing anything super old here today, but it's a good thing to check out because you never know if you're going to find that gem amongst all the others. I am going to move on now to the toy area and see if there's any overlooked collectibles that might be lingering around here. Sometimes you can find vintage toys and things like that. Okay, I didn't find, well, there is some Lego here. That is the Harry Potter Night Bus from the Harry Potter Lego set for 10 bucks. And it's got the owl in there. That's probably a fair price for that. Lego is one thing. Here's a little bag of vintage minifigures, including the space guy. But they put them up for 10 bucks for, $10 for a set of figures. So even though they do have value, $10 is a little bit on the high side when you're trying to resell. See, there's a helmet in there. So somebody did donate their 1980s Lego. So far, that's probably about the best thing I found here. All little minifigures. Next up, we're gonna look at the little bags of toy cars. That is a Johnny Lightning. That would have been probably a $10 car. I think that was one of their holiday series. You could hang it up as an ornament. They want $2.99 for that little set. Not bad. Probably a little bit of money to be made off of that car. Probably sell it for 5 bucks or something. But we're gonna look and see. You always hope, and this is the type of bag that I found that Hot Wheel in, was like this, that maybe there's one that's older and they don't recognize it. You can see with them even pricing minifigures out for 10 bucks for a set of 5, they've definitely done their homework on what things are selling for. But again, you just hope you're gonna hit that one that maybe they missed. You see these little holes in the bag? There might have been something good in there and maybe somebody poked it out. Sad to say. I'll try and tuck that in so it doesn't fall apart, but somebody dug something out of that bag that they wanted. For the 2 bucks, just take it up to the front and pay for it. I mean, geez, the way some people work. Not seeing too much for old stuff in here. So far, this is the oldest bag of toys they have. These are 1950s Lincoln logs for 5 bucks. It's a fair price. Nobody really buys them though. So I'm gonna leave those behind. And I have really not found anything yet. We're gonna head over to where they kind of keep what they think is their better stuff up near the front of the store and see what they've separated out. This is the old Fisher-Price xylophone. Well, although there was a couple things that did have collector value, like the Lego in particular, you know, there wasn't anything really worth me picking up. I'm gonna stop at one more thrift shop nearby here and see if I can find anything. But as you can see, like that, the one thing I thought might have value would be the Harry Potter night bus. But looking it up online, you can buy them complete for about $50. That one I think was missing some parts and the figures, so they had a price of 10 bucks. It's probably exactly what it's worth. So it's still hanging there in the bag right now. Next stop is the local Goodwill. We'll see if we have a little bit more luck at this location. Find a parking spot. This time I'm going directly to the case that has all the cool stuff that they've set aside. Looking to see if there's any early like Sherman costume jewelry or any little treasures that might have been donated along the way that we could pick up for a good price. Sherman is really easy to spot too. It's very sparkly, kind of identifiable, really ornate. I don't see any right off the bat. So there is a Degas acoustic guitar back there. They're asking $75. It's probably worth around 100, but do I want to pick it up and make 25 bucks? Might take me a while. That is a 1950s Tudor True Action electric football game, priced at 35 bucks. That's about what it's worth. Maybe a little bit more, but not much. So this, I mean, like I said, they have pulled aside some stuff they thought was a little bit better. But I'm not seeing anything I can't live without so far. I'll have a look at the watches. Frankly, I do better at the antique malls when it comes to this kind of stuff, because you can find actual vintage stuff that is maybe mispriced or mislabeled. But nothing so far. The Mickey Mouse record player is kind of cute. See that? Kind of neat. Little robot's kind of cute. It's new. It's just an ornament, but kind of a fun piece. They want $8 for it. You want a little fun decor in your house? That wouldn't be a little bad item to pick up. Not found too much else. Pirate ship. Hey, keep in mind, I'm not looking for stuff I want to use in my house. I'm looking for something I can resell. So for me, it's a whole different ball game. I remember these. I wanted one of these so bad when I was a kid. I was a little bit old for it though. My cousin had one. My cousin Chad had one. His was maybe a little bit older than this. His threw pizzas out of it. But they've got two of them right there. More toy cars in the bag. But maybe if we're seeing some 80s or 90s toys, somebody would have donated other little bags of things here too. So I'll keep looking. You never know when you're going to find that one diamond in the rough. At first I was like, oh, okay, a pair of Akai speakers. Those aren't bad speakers. They're in good shape. And then you look at the price, 40 bucks. Nope. Keep looking. Now, I've spent my whole life basically training myself to look for things that were collectible. And I didn't come back with a whole lot. The only thing I got was this baseball glove that my kids can use for $8, $8.50. I mean, sure, it's probably a $40, $50 glove, and we could use another baseball glove because the boys are getting bigger. But in terms of antiques and collectibles, I came up dry. Now that said, that store was packed. There was people loading their shopping carts full of all sorts of ornaments and clothing and other sort of things like that. So I'm sure for many people, it's a great place to go. As an antique dealer, I never really have great luck at those places, which is why I don't go to them a whole lot. But they serve their purpose, and they're certainly handy places to have when I need to donate when I'm buying big estates. But while I didn't have much luck in the thrift stores, I did actually stop at a lady's house who wanted me to pop over and buy a couple things. So this is what I found at someone's house, not at the thrift store, at someone's house. This is an original indigenous themed drawing, but what was interesting about this wasn't so much that, you know, somebody's painted the frame at some point. So I flipped it over. Look what they use as a backing. It's the McGill University senior rugby team photo from 1905. That was used as the backing of the picture. I didn't buy it for the picture on the front. I bought it for this. That's pretty neat. An old typewriter. We got an old high school letter sweater with matching beanie. That's actually my mom's old high school. That's East Glen Composite High School. So that's a good early piece of local history. Some soapstone style sculptures and a bag full of assorted buttons. So I got everything in the back here for $100. I feel like I did much better than I would have done had I gone into the thrift store. So we're gonna pack that up, call it a day. So I guess you kind of get the idea of why I normally go in people's houses. You find much cooler stuff and you get to cherry pick it all and get whatever you want. But I hope you like today's episode, sort of walking around. At least you know what sort of things I look for when I go in a place like that. And who knows, maybe I'll do another one of these videos down the road and actually come up with a whole bunch of treasures. That said, I'm going to Lady's Estate tomorrow, and apparently it's a place just packed full of stuff. So I'm excited to see what there is, what there might be. So I'm sure we'll have another video coming soon. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching today's adventure. We'll see you all soon, and bye for now.